History is often written by the victors, but what happens when the other side speaks? This is the authentic voice of Chief Two Moon, a Cheyenne war chief who was there on the ground, in the dust and the smoke of the Little Bighorn. This isn't a filtered tale from a history book, it's a raw, first-hand account of strategy, courage, and consequence. Prepare to see one of America's most famous battles through the eyes of the man who helped lead the fight. First, be sure to like and subscribe to WinLink Deep Dive to support our investigative community. During the spring of 1876, my Cheyenne band was settled with 50 lodges along the Powder River, near the place now known as Fort McKinney. One morning at sunrise, soldiers led by Three Fingers, Colonel McKenzie, charged our village and caught us unprepared. We had to flee, abandoning our ponies. The soldiers took every one of our horses, but under the cover of night, we slipped back in, retrieved our horses, and left that place for good. We traveled a great distance until we came upon a massive Sioux encampment at Charcoal Butte. We joined them, finding good grass, plenty of game, and fresh water. The leader of that camp, Crazy Horse, welcomed me. He said, "I am happy you have come. We are preparing to battle the white man once more." The camp was already filled with wounded, men, women, and children. I told him, "I am prepared to stand with you. I have fought before. I have lost family and many horses to these enemies." Later, when the grass was tall and our horses had regained their strength, we packed our lodges and moved toward the mouth of the Tongue River. Along with Sitting Bull, Crazy Horse, and the others, we journeyed up the Rosebud. There, we clashed with General Crook's forces in a violent battle and were victorious. Many soldiers died, but we lost very few warriors. The conflict was intense, filling the air with smoke and dust. After that, we crossed the divide and made camp in the Little Horn Valley. We thought we were beyond the reach of the white soldiers and could finally know peace. But a few days later, a Sioux messenger rode into our camp north of Sitting Bull's and announced, "Prepare for a great gathering. Cook your food, prepare your things, and get ready for a big dance." We Cheyennes were busy cooking, cutting tobacco, and getting ready. We intended to dance all day, celebrating our freedom. I went to water my horses at the creek, washed them, and took a swim myself. As I walked back to camp, I gazed up the Little Horn toward Sitting Bull's camp and saw an enormous dust cloud rising like a tornado. Suddenly, Sioux riders burst into camp yelling, "Soldiers are coming!" Many white soldiers are approaching. I rushed into my lodge and told my brother-in-law, "Hurry! Prepare the horses. The white men are coming outside." I heard a war cry from afar. "Hey, I! Hey, I!" and the sound of rapid gunfire growing nearer. I saw no soldiers, only our people scrambling to saddle their horses. Once I had my horse, a Sioux warrior returned and warned, "Many soldiers are coming." Then he told the women, "Step out of the way. We are going to fight a fierce battle." I said, "I am ready. I will fight with you." I mounted my horse and rode through the camp, calling out in the frenzy, "I am Two Moon, your leader. Do not run. Stand and fight. We must face the white soldiers. I will stay, even if I know I will die." I rode swiftly toward Sitting Bull's camp and saw the white soldiers fighting. These were Reno's men. The plain was swarming with Indians, driving the soldiers back, a chaotic scene of Sioux, soldiers, and horses, all shooting. The air was dense with smoke and dust. I watched the soldiers break and scatter into the riverbed like panicked buffalo. They couldn't find a crossing, and the Sioux pursued them up the hill, where they met more soldiers with wagons. Then messengers arrived, saying more soldiers were coming to attack the women, so the Sioux turned back. Chief Gall fought with great courage, and Crazy Horse was there as well. Later, I returned to my camp and prevented the women from moving the lodges. As I sat on my horse, I saw flags appearing over the hill to the east. They split into 3 groups with gaps between them. A bugle sounded, and they dismounted, while some soldiers led the horses back over the hill. The Sioux charged over the ridge from every direction, riding at great speed. The Cheyennes took the left flank. The gunfire erupted, pop, pop, pop in rapid succession. Some soldiers were kneeling, others standing. The officers were at the front. The smoke was so thick it formed a massive cloud, and wherever the Sioux rode, dust plumed up like smoke. We encircled them completely, swirling like a river current around a rock. We shot, rode quickly, and shot again. Soldiers fell and horses collapsed on them. Soldiers in formation dropped, but one man rode back and forth along the line, shouting constantly. He was on a chestnut horse with a white face and white forelegs. I don't know who he was, but he was exceptionally brave. The Indians kept circling, and the soldiers only managed to kill a few of our men. Many soldiers fell. Eventually, all their horses were dead except 5. Every so often, a soldier would break away and sprint toward the river, only to fall soon after. Finally, about 100 men and the 5 horsemen remained on the hill, clustered together. Throughout the battle, the bugler continued sounding commands. He, too, was very brave. Then a chief was killed. I heard it was Long-Hair Custer, but I cannot be certain. The 5 horsemen and a group of about 40 men began moving toward the river, led by the man on the chestnut horse, who kept shouting encouragement. He wore a buckskin coat and had long black hair and a mustache. He fought fiercely with a large knife. His men were coated in white dust, making it impossible to distinguish officers. One man, entirely alone, ran far down toward the river before turning back over the hill. I thought he might escape, but a Sioux fired and struck him in the head. He was the last to fall. He had braids on his sleeves. All the soldiers were dead, and our people began taking their belongings. After that, it was difficult to identify the officers. The bodies were left where they had fallen. We did not hold a dance that night. There was no happiness, only sorrow. The next day, 4 Sioux chiefs, 2 Cheyennes and I, 2 Moon, went to count the dead. One man carried a bundle of sticks. We walked among the bodies, and for each one, we took a stick and passed it to another man, counting the dead in this way. We counted 388 bodies. Among them were 39 Sioux and 7 Cheyennes killed, and about 100 wounded. Some white soldiers were slashed with knives to ensure they were dead, and the war women mutilated some bodies. Most were left where they lay. We found the man with the large mustache lying down the hill toward the river. Custer lay higher up on the ridge. The Indians did not take his buckskin coat. The Sioux said, "That is a great chief." That is Long-Hair I did not know, for I had never seen him before. The man on the horse with the white face was the bravest of them all. That evening, as the sun was setting, our young men came racing up the Little Horn, riding hard. We saw many white soldiers approaching on a large steamboat, smoke billowing. I gathered my people, and we moved quickly up the Little Horn into the Rotten Grass Valley. We stayed 3 days, then rode back quickly the way we had come, to the east. Sitting Bull returned to the Rosebud and went down the Yellowstone, traveling north. I never saw him again. This has been the unvarnished truth from Chief Two Moon, a story of tactical brilliance and human cost, told from within the whirlwind. If this deep dive into history's gray areas captivated you, please support our efforts to bring you more content like this. Hit the like button, subscribe to WinLink Deep Dive, and tap the bell to never miss a story. Thank you for watching, and until next time, keep questioning.